Nova Scotia's EMO asked to use the hall as a registration centre for residents of 𝗗𝗏𝗥 who had fled their homes.
Do that. How did you get by the laser field in the Great Hall?
Aha. The laser fields. Well.
Howdy, long time. Hope everybody's doing well. Craig, wish my mom would see this. Okay, Craig. Oh, 15 of you. Wow. Okay, howdy. I have no schedule. No schedule. I was trying to help somebody with that the other day. They're like, so when can we do something? I'm like, I don't really have a schedule. I just kind of do what I do. Anyway, Green Bastard. Hello, sir. Francis. I tried to call you, Green. No answer. Don't know. Are you ignoring me? Aussie. Michael Penny. Sorry you called me. I do need to return your call. My apologies. Just been swamped. Gary Point, Acadian Canuck, Mark Evans. Whenever you encounter my awesome memory skills, which is like kind of non-existent sometimes, just remind me to call me again. Sometimes I need a friendly reminder. Beth, what's going on? Nice to see you. Yes, fake cars everywhere. Don't you know, they're just a dime a dozen. So I think we may be joined possibly by Tara. And I did put a thing out to Steve, but he was helping me with something this morning, which is very exciting. I won't get into what it is, but very exciting. When along came some news. Of course, I didn't see it because, like muting my microphone, I don't know that until, well, a long time later. And then I finished the broadcast and somebody tells me on the message, I get all these messages. Your microphone is muted. I'm like, well, I didn't read those. Okay, and there he is. I don't know. Is he able to join us? Who knows? That would be good. But he's already put in lots of time as usual today. Nova Scotia citizen. Hello. Darren. Howdy, Darren. How's it going? So, couple of pieces of news, and then maybe Tara will join us and we can talk about something else too. Don't know. Of course, you guys all know. Share. There we go. What is that? Making lunch and then nap. God damn you. I want a nap, man. I think I had 2 hours of sleep. 2. Peoples, Ms. Fox, how's it going? Faye Knox. Hello, Faye. So, of course, we get this wonderful message here. Don't you know that? Because this just happens all the time. Screw off with your message. RCMP arrests 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗢𝗥𝗗. Have I got the pronunciation right? 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗢𝗥𝗗. St. John d'Arc. Fake cars, Loretta. Michael McKay is central scrutinizer. Oshawa in the house. All right. Michael McKay is central scrutinizer. Okay. Oh, also, sorry, I'm always bouncing all over the map. Please do go and check out Steve's latest video. Very good. Let's see. We got a link for that. Of course not, because I'm never prepared. Derp. Let's see. How do you do that? Something like this. Doesn't want to autocomplete his name because, you know, he's just non-existent and such.
The following program is...
We could watch it. You guys want to watch Steve's video? That would be kind of exciting. I didn't ever get to premiere it. I was going to premiere it with him, but it didn't work out, I guess. And but it was an amazing video. Antigonish. That's not what I heard. But you guys know. Antigonish. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Antigonish. But see, I think Beth's trying to mislead me here. Hey, Sharon. How's it happening? How's it happening? How's it happening? Heard the weather's all good down there again. Should we watch Steve's video? Would Steve be upset? Please do subscribe to his channel, as the other channels below, working real hard, these guys. And of course, always have to say massive heads up to what is it? The Discord. Put it in quotation marks. The Discord, right? All you guys are working really hard over there. Antigonish. Say it fast. Antigonish. Do I have your blessing to play it, Steve? I'll wait for your approval, sir. Don't want to do something wrong. Let's give him a moment to answer, because it takes a while. Having all kinds of fun tech issues without putting on the tin foil. I'm going to have to show you guys sometime. Pretty interesting. Lots of good stuff. Phones that don't work, echoing. Okay, yeah, that's just crazy talk. But emails that I have read that I haven't read that seem to get lost in folders that don't exist. That's interesting. I like that one. That's a new one on me. That happened the other day. Came across about 10 emails that had been read from an important person. And they kept saying to me, I've sent it. I'm like, yeah, but I can't find it anywhere. Anyway, always, you don't need it. Well, I do, actually. That's why I ask. Who is this? Canada has deleted all off. Don't forget, COVID is ozone exposure. Okay. I'm a caper. Talk weird. Okay, I see. I'm getting this lingo kind of now. I think I know where you're from. Scary. I ran out of coffee filters. I'll tell you. Not a pleasant day. It's almost like I have to start drinking again. No, not quite. Countryside. Hello. Was worried about me. Well, thank you. I appreciate your concern. I appreciate all of your messages and things. I have been studying things. We'll leave it there. Lots of things that have been happening. Now I've got to mute my microphone so we can play Steve's awesome video. Please do subscribe. Oh Dear's channel, of course, right? Steve, Tara's channel, Kage, and one and only Adrian, of course. So let's get on with it. Right, Seamus? Shut the fuck up. Okay. Yes, language warning. I have to put that out there. At least for me. Do I get to mute this microphone? Sorry, I have to reload the page because I didn't share the audio. Now I better close that and do what? We'll stop sharing and we'll start sharing. And we'll put audio on this time. And now we can open this. Oh, I'm sure. I suppose we can open it with this, right? Oh, wait, no, actually. Can't do that, can I? New window. Need a new window. New window. There we go. I have reasons. Don't worry about it. Why I didn't put it in
The
there.
following program is brought to you in Listen Up.
Hi, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but I think it's time that I needed to speak up. For those who don't know me, my name is 𝗗𝗜𝗥𝗗𝗥𝗗. My father's name was Tom Bagley, and he was one of the victims this past April.
Hello again, everyone. We are hearing first tonight from the son of two of the people who were killed in the April mass murder in Nova Scotia. He is upset that the RCMP are not taking part in an event honoring the victims.
I'm not going to lie. When people ask me how I am, sometimes I'll say good just because I don't want a bunch of questions. But 90% of the time, I'll tell them I don't know anymore. I don't know how I am. It's day to day.
She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So 12 hours after it started, the death toll was 19, and the gunman, dressed as a cop, wasn't finished yet.
And little did I know. Little did I know that would be the last one I'd have, last kiss I'd have.
To say my life has been a nightmare the last 8 months is a complete understatement. I continue to wake up daily with visions of what I think happened based on the very little information that we've received.
Something you watch on TV, a horror movie, you shut it off, you go to bed. We can't shut this off. Every time we close our eyes, the horror movie turns on. So I know for myself, when I close my eyes, go try to go to bed, I picture my parents being shot.
Trying to piece together a story that seems so unbelievable, surreal, that it's my life.
This whole thing has been a fight. That shouldn't be a fight. We had to fight for the inquiry.
Universities once functioned as the authority in matters of knowledge. Today, the social networking software that we call Web 2.0, including blogs, instant messaging, wikis, and spaces like MySpace and YouTube, make it possible for all of us to participate in creating knowledge. But what is the quality of that knowledge, and who decides?
Let's discuss each one of these terms one at a time, starting with gatekeeping. The idea with gatekeeping is that there are certain gatekeepers who are in control of what things are allowed to enter into society. A common example is with media. People who are in charge of media are going to observe it, edit it, and then present what they want to society. They have the power to throw out certain things and emphasize certain things, which is going to control what information we receive as a society. So very few people are in control of the information we know. That's the idea of gatekeeping.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we're talking about gatekeeping. And there's a reason for that. We've all fallen victim to gatekeeping at some point in our life. Some of us may not even know that we've ever done it or we're doing it. I decided you could watch this history of gatekeeping while I give you a little summary of my thoughts on gatekeeping right now. See, the problem I have with gatekeeping is that it keeps information from the public. Maybe you're gatekeeping as a media person and you've omitted things from a story because it just doesn't flow right. Or maybe you're gatekeeping, with your wife and you omit information from her to keep her from being mad at you or getting getting upset or something like that. Maybe you're gatekeeping at work as a part of, a control structure. Maybe you have a boss at work who is gatekeeping to keep information so that, he's the go-between. And see, that's the problem right there. The go-between. There's certain aspects in life where, maybe having a go-between is a good thing. But when it comes to media, and when it comes to information, no gatekeeping is ever good. Give the people the thoughts and let them sift through it on their own. The problem with media gatekeeping, you never know what information that you have could spark something in someone else and trigger a memory. What do I mean by that? Well, if I was a media mogul or a writer or a journalist or whatever, and I had information on a story, and I decided not to use it because it just didn't flow well, and I held that information. By holding that information, I keep it away from the public, who may never see it or hear of it. And sometimes when we hear or see things, it triggers an instant memory of something, or it reminds us of a detail that we may have forgot. So by keeping that information from the public, they no longer can be an asset to you. Gatekeeping might seem like it's a way that a story could be told. But the problem is it doesn't actually allow the true story to be told. Don't fall victim to gatekeeping. Stay away from gatekeepers.
Hopefully that makes you understand what gatekeeping is just a slight bit more. But in generally, it's just the idea of being able to put others down because maybe they're not as into something or a big fan of something or not up to your standards of a certain aspect of something. It's obnoxious as shit.
They had to fight for the truth. Now I got to fight. They have RCMP. Eat a memorial drive, block intersection for memorial drive to be respectful. And again, recorded on other media platforms.
Do you think Poirot concerns himself with the thing?
But I really do appreciate anything. Contact information for anybody is down below. I can guarantee it as far as I can guarantee it.
Or this one took a route through a YouTube channel, Little Gray Cells, which has 380 citizen investigators around the province investigating this thing, and they're doing a good job, and I congratulate them.
story we've been told from the very beginning has changed so many times.
But I have a couple of things to say, and one of them is thank you. There's not enough thank yous for all the people who've come out of the woodwork. Some people I knew already were dear friends of mine, like Little Gray Cells and Just My Stupid Opinion. And then in addition, like people I don't even know.
All right. Microphone on? I think so. Great video. There may be a message in there. Steve likes to stick things in there. Might not be quite what it seems. Anyway, 23, yes. Yes, I think that was the only addition I would have made, which would be just a +1 on there, but always awesome. And the choice of music. I mean, Steve chooses the awesome music. But gets your mind going if you think about what is he really saying there? I don't know. We'll leave that one alone for now. Maybe, Steve? RCMP arrests 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗐𝗐. Hopefully I got it right. Man for impersonation of a police officer. As official RCMP release, which I frankly think we should archive. What do you think? Why don't we do that? Just in case they decide to get rid of it. Now, let's read their press release. Oh, it didn't accompany this. Balls. All right. I'd like to have it so that I can have both on the screen at the same time. Well, we got the picture here. RCMP arrest. Oh, thank you, by the way, for the people that shared this. Always. Thank you. You guys so up to speed. I'm slow. RCMP arrest 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗐𝗐 man for impersonation of a police officer. January 20th. Wonder what I was doing at the time that this was happening. I don't know if I believe in coincidence all the time. 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗐𝗐 RCMP have arrested a 23-year-old man. It's like the description of a person with red shoes. That's all you get. Kind of vague, isn't it? Name? Absent. Funny that. From 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗐𝗏 for impersonation of a police officer and seized a vehicle. Members recently responded to complaints of a suspect driving what looked to be an unmarked police vehicle in the Halifax Regional Municipality in 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏 County. Police believe that the suspect may have used this mock police. It's funny that this story is coming out. Police vehicle to pull over other vehicles. The RCMP arrested the suspect without incident. Sorry, who? What? Where? When? Oh, that's right. Some kind of a man. Oh, but we know he's 23, I guess. you know we can believe them, don't you? Without incident at a residence in 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗐𝗏. There, I mean, that narrows it down too. And seized a vehicle matching the description. The suspect had been released for custody on conditions that he will appear in 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗐𝗏 court March 24th, 2021, 9:30 a.m. I know where I'd go. on this date. I know where I'd go. Let's see a docket. Proof is in the pudding. 𝗗𝗥𝗗, RCMP believe that there may be additional reports where the vehicle was used in an attempt to pull people over in areas of Halifax and 𝗗𝗥𝗗. The seized vehicle was described as a 2013 white Taurus with reflective striping along both sides, with a microphone attached to the dashboard, LED lights, and a black push bar mounted on the grille. Now, let's see here. Let's look at that picture. Oh, that's crap size, isn't it? Where do I have the nice sized photo? Let's see. Well, the tweet will have it, right? We can go back to that. Now, looking at this photo, just observations. First of all, where is the reflective striping? I don't see it. I love the angle of this photo where you can't see a push bar. He's arrested at his home. I guess he's driving around a vehicle with major damage on the front. Not that that's noticeable or anything. A derp. Hey, Rage. In the cage. How's it going? I think, did the blue interview get deleted? I never got to watch that. Never got to see it. Sorry. Look, never got to saw it. Where is the reflective striping? Noticeably absent. Push bar, love the angle, of course. All these great angles they always have on cars. This car looks like, of course, it would be driving around with this major hood damage on the front. Just saying. I don't know. Maybe he was driving around with all this damage. He was arrested in his home. Is that correct? At a residence. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he was on a run, but it certainly doesn't indicate anything about that. Seems rather vague. Doesn't seem to match what they're saying. Is it just me? Reasonable to ask questions. Also, I like how it's got, what does it have? Striping. Well, I don't understand how that's definitive of a cop car, because it really isn't. Striping on the car? Again, not seeing that. Maybe they're saying the police striping? Well, that's absent. Oops. Microphone attached to the dashboard and LED lights, and a push bar mounted on the grille. Certainly doesn't keep pace with the plethora of fully equipped police car that was there before. As according to the, well, very well-written ITOs. The more I learn of these ITOs and people in them every day, well, I should be careful because I'm not referring to the next story I'll get to. It's rather interesting what they say versus what's in the ITO. Something's not matching up. Must be that grit and, what was it? Melancholy. All those creative writing class terms. Dirt Dust Road. Oh, is that what's covering it up? Is that what's covering it up? The reflective striping. It is a police car. How you can tell, funnily enough, is the light here on the back corner. On Taurus, civilian issued, the reverse light goes all across. On interceptors, police interceptors, the outside light is a solid red. So you can actually tell that this is a police interceptor. Not quite sure, you can't quite tell the license plate. That's convenient. 2, perhaps that would be worth a look later. Antennas mounted correctly, but it certainly doesn't keep pace with the material that Mr. Wortman had on his car, which was a very, very extensive list. Of course, he had access to the, don't you know, they had the website with the striping and all the decal details and how to mount them on the internet when the RCMP pretty much knows the internet. Again, I would familiarize yourself with Babel. Yeah, Babel. RCMP control of the internet is quite interesting. They know what to put on the internet, what not to put on the internet, how to look at everything that you do, including your private messages in Facebook. I think they know how not to put striping details on the internet, but it just conveniently found its way there, don't you know? Banfield in court. Well, there would be a good place to go 1 week from today. I tell you, I'd have road trips, lots of road trips. I know the Kovu, they'll probably pull that one out. Can't come in, sorry. Kovu, no, and actually the defendant isn't appearing. I've heard that one, actually. In respect to this one specifically. I'll put $1 down. Banfield never sees the light of courtroom or the inquiry. But I could lose $1. But they've sown it all. What was it? The person who has the fentanyl addiction down in Halifax. Forget her name. Grinder, what's going on? What's going on, Grinder? Oh, yes, you're right. I have seen this. But I don't think that people have those kinds of skills. Do you, Sharon? I don't think this car has the special, extra special, super nighttime vision, Batmobile, whatever that is, thing. They had 2 of those cars, I remember. Is that right? 2? The ones that you can see at night, but can't during the day. Because, you know, they want to make themselves identifiable and such. This looks to me like a police car that is a real police car that's been in an accident. Not really what they're saying here. There's also the popping up of stories. So if you have been involved in anything, please do contact the detachment. Right? Let them know that this is happening en masse. Because, don't you know, everybody has police cars just sitting around. I know my neighbor has tons of them. I've got 3 in my garage right now. 2013. Well, give me a little bit to work with. We'll definitely have a look at it. I see a FOIA coming on this one too. FOIA requests. FOIA are good. You know, you pay the $5. You ask them for the material. You want to go to war, like really, in terms of using this and our collective brain power. It was the thing I was saying this morning, which will come out later. Some point, hopefully, if I get my editing skills in gear again. FOIA. Yeah, FOIA. You want to go to war? We're never going to quit. Ever. Ever. You want to keep bringing it, we'll keep coming back. More and more. And it gets worse. The more lying that happens, the worse it gets. Now, am I saying that this is a lie? No, I am not. What I am saying is it's suspect. And frankly, anything that comes out of these people's mouths at this point in time is suspect. They've earned that one, all on their own. My employees, your employees, very misbehaved, need to be fired. All of their pensions revert back to me. Thank you. I'll take my underwear too, that I paid for. Now, the second story that crossed my... So please do phone, because apparently, how many people? There's, oh, that's right. Additional unreported incidents, right? Because they don't happen. Just saying. The fentanyl was funneled into as denture relines. Well, that woman wasn't getting them from the Wortman. No. Who's she friends with again? Al Jones. Yes. It's all very interesting how things peel together. Okay, now. I don't think they want her story coming out too much. I noticed that one actually got kind of quiet. I did talk about it. Then it went. Now, okay. Observatory. You don't think I'm watching? Observatory. Now, hot tub parties. Hot tub parties. Now, the other thing I became informed of this morning, which I will preface by saying, I do not know to be fact. I hope that I'm not disclosing anything. I don't even know, how do you start this stuff? I sit on a lot of things. I don't wish to acquire any enemies, but I think it's important to ask questions. I don't know, maybe you guys have read in the Discord or not. You read anything about a car? Anything about a car in the Discord? Hey, Arles, Deborah. Normalizing, you know, normal, whatever, fucking normal. Pugwash. Kendall, hello. How are you doing? Has anybody read anything in the Discord about the Q-tards? Oh, no. Not watching. Because that's conspiracy nonsense. I like how they sewn the Q-tards with the religion thing. Yoon. Oh, my. Foul. I know where you stand, Todd, but it's wrong. You have to admit. It's very wrong to do that. You can't put them together. Now... Nobody about the car. Has anybody heard anything about the car? I tried to message the person who told me about it. I don't want to say anything if I'm wrong. I don't want to say anything, frankly, at all about it. I don't want to say anything about any of this stuff. If I'm wrong, then I'm not saying that it is or is not true. But it fits. Gina Goulet's car went from Enfield to Maritime Pick-a-Part, 470 Dyke Road, Cow Bay, Nova Scotia. Then it proceeded to John Ross Goodwood Facility, 21 Mills Drive, Goodwood, Nova Scotia. It lastly proceeded through the shredder and was destroyed recently. Employees were told to shut the fuck up and not talk about it. The car's metal. has probably been remelted and reused. And now on the way to China. I think the last part is supposition. Maritime Auto. You guys know Maritime Auto? God forgive me if I'm wrong. Maritime Auto, Maritime Auto. Who's involved with Maritime Auto? Oh, gotta be careful, gotta be careful. It's just a rumor. If I'm wrong, I'm probably going to take this video down. Maritime Auto. Where's my... Here it is. Oh. What's this? I like this. This is what apparently my screen looked like. I don't know. Maybe it's not even showing anymore. So you get it. It's like the video is taken down. Okay. Maritime Auto. Let's have a look at Maritime Auto. Maritime Auto. I'm not making any accusations, because that's not what we do, but it is important to see what's going on. Maritime Auto. Tess got it. We're to Glenholm. Okay, so this is a different address. Is this a different business? So then therefore I'm wrong. Maritime Pick-Apart. Is that a different business? Oh God, I'm going to have to already delete this. 470 Dyke Road. Tink. I don't think so. I don't want to acquire any. I'm trying to keep the boat friendly. But if that's true, that's a problem. Maritime Mounties. There's lots of pieces connecting. I don't want to get into too much of it because then it could be different business. Well, then why does it have the address listed the same? 470 is the Pick-Apart Maritime. Okay, owns both. You know where I'm coming from, right? All of you down there. And I know some of you know some of the people I'm talking about here, right? My thing is nothing about offense. Zero. But if that's true, that's a problem. First of all, irrespective of the connection, irrespective of it, right? Very serious problem. Destruction of evidence. I hear that more of this is going on. So let's see here. Working on it. Why do you have to work on it? It's not that difficult. Really? Seriously? Okay, so thanks to the very great person who shared this. brave individual. Okay, the moratorium. Starting on October 15th. October 15th. That was when they were told to stop destroying stuff. Now, if the car did get destroyed after this, well, that's a problem. If the car got destroyed before this, that's a problem. If anything's getting destroyed, that's a problem. You have to preserve evidence in an investigation. Because last I heard, I could be wrong. Correct me, please, because I always need correcting. My mother would have told me so. This is an ongoing investigation, isn't it? Ongoing investigation? You don't destroy evidence in ongoing investigations. It's kind of like them destroying stuff over in Vancouver. Oops. But we won't touch that one for today. That's more bigger fish to fry. Pieces go together, though. Moratorium. Okay. The other piece of this puzzle, what was that? The O drives. Spoke about that last time, too. This is a document from... I do hope that people share this kind of information around because it is important. This is the document registered out of Vancouver in an ongoing court case. On about April 2020, I became informed that a senior RCMP management maintained a secret computer drive categorized as an O drive. On April 30th, 2020, I submitted to RCMP Assistant Commissioner Eric Stubbs an email message detailing this information, which was, in part, Exhibit R, quote, I was informed by a reliable source that in February 2020 training program, a national commanding officer acknowledged to a group of approximately 30 RCMP members that NCOs and senior members of management, that would be white shirts, utilize secure O drives on the computer network system to communicate covertly about employees. As in, it just doesn't exist. Copied in my message to Stubbs was Shirley Heafy, formerly the chair of the RCMP Public Complaints Commission. In response to my message to Stubbs, Heafy submitted to me a message detailing her knowledge of a secret RCMP senior management controlled computer drive. She acknowledged it. The former chair of the RCMP Public Complaints Commission. You know the stuff that oversees the RCMP? That they have a secret drive system going on. In part as follows, quote, what you have said in this latest email message, secret O drive, used by RCMP leadership, has existed for a long time and continues to this day, no doubt. I inadvertently, mistakenly, wasn't supposed to, became aware of its existence of this drive used by leadership when I conducted an oversight to the RCMP for 10 years. I am not sure if they called it the O drive back when Zach was commissioner. Okay, so we're now at Lucky. Paulson was before that. Had a nice little tenure. Garbage. His toilet. And which then moves on past, you go back further, it's Zach Araldi. This is a long time ago. Was commissioner, but it existed for sure. No surprise, given that RCMP leadership has a way of hiding responsibility for its failures, as well as having a tool to harass members who might decide to expose leadership failures. Oh, hiding things, maybe? Maybe. Then you have the emails. The emails which are being sent to a Gmail address from a witness, because that's the address that was provided to them. Gmail is a non-existent government account. When you FOIA that, as in request that for access to information, it doesn't exist. When the inquiry happens, it doesn't exist. In a trial, it doesn't exist because you can't verify whose account that is. It's not an official, secure government account. So therefore, it could be tampered with. We all remember the Clinton mess with the bathrooms full of servers and the public email addresses being used to communicate yoga and wedding plans, which was found to be by Comey complete garbage, compartmentalized. Oops. No, this is how his shtick makes me mad. Whose shtick? My shtick? My shtick? Sorry I'm making you mad. Apologies there, Albion. So what's going on here? You're hiding stuff. Gmail addresses, O drives, moratoriums that are months and months late, and possibly, not pointing fingers, just saying, destruction of evidence. Gina Goulet's car. The car the supposed assailant died in. Right? He died in that car. Just so we're clear, it took them the longest time to actually admit that one, right? Because, it was that big propaganda showpiece that they put out there with all the cars and the shooting and the press and everything. Because, of course, you know that you drive down to your corner gas station, they're just sitting there, even though there's criminals about in your city. Blocking off northbound traffic. Please don't come out of Halifax, etc., etc. No. Not good. Not good. 10:31 weigh scale. Accurate time. 10:31. Oops. And of course, Campbell even slipped up on that. He said 10:30. 10. Let's see. Where's that? Right. This is a screen capture. You can go and check it for yourself on the unaltered videos. So there's the time, 27:50. Highway 102, in our last video, we have the suspect crossing is at 10:11:23. That's because the time in the corner here indicates a 10:31. So something wrong with that picture, something very wrong with that picture anyways. It just logically, as soon as you look at it, should be a massive disconnect. Was when I looked at it, I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. One tactical unit? No. There was with 2 officers. Doesn't equal many police cars, TAC teams, press, all running around. Well, certain press running around. No, that's not what happened actually. And that was indicated in the article that came out, funnily enough, right after Charlene's video. Convenient that. Who is that? Yeah, Hines. I know he's been contacted. He never did respond. Where's that? I think I still have the audio on, so we can just share his firsthand witness statement.
I just happened to.
Right? Which I know I got into some difficulties with at the beginning because I got into some disagreements with somebody and they said, no, he wasn't killed in the car. And I said, well, this person did seem to indicate that.
I just happened to drive by the Irving and I seen this SWAT team come in and park beside the pumps, and the fellow get out of the passenger side and he just read out in front of the car and out with his gun and just opened up right through the windshield.
Of course, that windshield, I have better images, even though they disappeared quite quickly off the internet, where you can see the hole, but you can see it right here. One tactical unit, hole in the windshield, and no, you're absolutely appreciated. Absolutely appreciated here. Please. Love you. No problem. Now, hopefully that just turns out to be a big nothing burger, because that would just be unfortunate if evidence was being destroyed. And it would be very unfortunate if it happened at Andrew's facility. I'm not even saying he was aware of it. I'm just simply saying that's what I was told. And that doesn't mean that it's fact, because I have not been able to verify this one at all. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Things happen out there. Okay. Well, that ties things together somewhat too. Oh, is the smoking a problem? Listen, I've let go of a lot of addictions and all kinds of other things in my life. Well, an addiction. I smoke and I drink coffee. I think those are, maybe I have foul language from time to time. So, anyway, that's something else. Now, I was hoping to get Tara in here. I don't know if she's still around. Let me check here. Yeah, no, smoking's not cool. Oh well, it is what it is, right? I like to throw my cash away. Gives me something to do. Do I think that he was a CI? I'm not going to venture in that territory right now. It's just that I just would bringing a couple things of note to the table. That's all. We were working on, I've got a theory, but it's quite involved and would take quite some time. We'll get to that at some point. Now, and I have to do a whole bunch more verification, but everything's checking out so far. Okay, good. Oh, wait. Let's just see here. We'll do this one. Oh, that's worrisome. Okay. As some of you may know, yesterday, and I think I will show it, even though it's part of it's gotten deleted. She's online. Gosh, this stuff, whenever I don't hear anything, I get worried about people now. How do you do this? I don't understand these Facebook things. Excuse me. No, I want to look at your profile. How do you do that? Open. How do you do that? Whatever. Fuck this nonsense. There we go. So this is Tara's Facebook. There was an incident that happened. Some of you may know of that yesterday, and it was worrisome. But it shows, I think it is important to show because it shows what state that family members have been pushed to. There were 3 videos here. I became aware of it. Funnily enough, I was on the phone with one of you that's in this room right now, and you made me aware of it because I don't know things. And I tuned in when it was getting live streamed. The 3rd video of this has been removed. I will put that up afterwards. But do be warned that it has my judgment is vulgar. Okay. It's okay. I don't mind. Seriously. Really not gonna hurt me. Now, let's have
Bears like McDonald.
So to give you a little bit of background, Tara is at the McDonald's and going to is purchasing some food for her child, and Tara has a mask exemption. Not trying to weigh in on the mask one. I try and stay non-political as much as possible. I think all of you know my views on this stuff anyway, but or at least mostly. But she has an exemption, so she has the paperwork to prove it, and so there's the background. Also be warned, lots of foul language, and she's going to get really upset, and it's quite hard to watch that because this is where people's emotions have elevated to, and frankly, the distrust of Nova Scotians and Canadians, period, has really been pushed to the max.
Bears like McDonald's, waiting for the police to show up and remove me for wanting a Happy Meal and 2 cups of coffee. I'm not in line. I'm just waiting for the police. Oh, good. Perfect. Oh, here he is. Hi, not good. I love discrimination. I love knowing that, you know, I can have my brother murdered in Portapique, but I can't get a Happy Meal. But no, I'm not I'm not doing anything wrong except, you know, breathing. And I have a medical note in my purse. So I'm not really sure why. I would have been gone by now had they just given me my Happy Meal and 2 cups of coffee. I don't think they're going to serve you. Well, I'm not leaving. Well, because you know what? I haven't done anything wrong. This is not communist Russia. This is communist Canada. And I don't have any KY jelly. So if they think I'm going to grab my ankles, they're wrong.
I haven't done anything wrong except ask to be served. And because this is a public place that serves public people and I am the public, I'm not going anywhere.
Unfortunately, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
We're not. We're in the middle of a bullshit story.
So that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
You have the right to have your
I do. And I have the right to eat and to feed my kid. And I have the right to not be discriminated against. If I was a big tranny, they would have to serve me.
Excuse me, miss?
Yeah.
Are you interested in listening to what I have to say? Right?
It depends.
Okay. What this is going to become actually is you being an unwanted person. And the last thing I want to do is actually assist you in going outside. Right? I don't want to do that.
No.
Right?
You can't because you would be breaking social distancing rules.
No, I absolutely wouldn't be. No worse than you are. So
I'm not.
If you want to become a smart aleck, we can sit here.
I was.
We're going to lose a battle of wits. I promise you.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Okay. What I'd like for to happen is for you to get your food.
Yeah, I would too. I'd love
I'm going to
that.
actually ask if they're going to serve you.
Okay, great.
If you're refusing to serve you, they have the right to refuse.
And I have the right to sit over there.
No, you're actually going to be escorted outside if they ask, right? Because it's private property.
Okay, well,
They have the right
it's
to ask.
actually not. If it was private, all these people wouldn't be allowed to just come here.
That's not correct.
It is correct, and I have a lawyer to tell who told me all about it.
You can take that up with your
Okay,
lawyer.
and
I'll
I
give you
will.
my card and we'll,
Great. I'll take the name of the guy who called the cops on me. These people wouldn't be allowed to just come here.
That's not correct.
It is correct, and I have a lawyer to tell who told me all about it.
You can take that up with your
Okay,
lawyer.
and
I'll
I
give you
will.
my card and we'll,
Great. I'll take the name of the guy who called the cops on me.
Apologies, actually. Tara just called. So now, let's get to the second part. She's going to get a little bit more fired up. Oh, shit. I closed that window out. My bad. Everything's still working here. Okay. She said she's going to pop in on the chat. Possibly she... We'll play it by ear. How's that? There we go. I don't know why I didn't have this button before. Anyways, excellent. Now, great picture of Aaron and her. Okay, so the second video that happened. Sorry, it cuts in and out. And it is important.
As I was here with my daughter.
Important to remember that she does have the exemption, right? So I know people have different thoughts and things like that, but she does have an exemption. She has reasonable medical reason to do this. So to not wear a mask, and she is going through a really tough time. But she will get very, very upset here. So please bear that in mind. The language, yeah. But you understand, it's good to understand why she's so upset.
No, I wasn't. I didn't say anything. The girl asked, I was here with my daughter and my roommate who were asked to leave, and they're now in the car waiting for me to bring them their food. So I have this cop, this communist Russia cop, who's now going to escort me out because
Oddly enough, I'm Yugoslavian, so I was born into it.
Oh, okay, good. So you're comfortable with this. It doesn't matter. You're fine with a step.
Good for everybody is good for me too, right?
Okay, good. Great.
I'll give you my card here.
Okay.
There you are.
Thanks.
So, unfortunately, they're asking you to leave.
Okay.
So I don't. There's not much I can do. I tried to actually.
No, you didn't. I heard what you said. You said you're going to refuse to serve her and I'm going to remove her. I have
That's
it
not
on.
correct. If you were actually listening,
I did, and I
not
have it
arguing, you would have heard that
on
I
Facebook.
asked this lady if they're going to serve you, right? So I made an
But
effort. For you.
but you then you
Okay,
said
so
in
you
your
can argue with me outside.
Okay.
And keep talking that on the way out the door.
Okay. How can I even identify you? Can I see your face? I don't know who you
can
are.
actually see my face outside.
I
It's not
can't
a
see,
problem at all.
but I'm
You have
talking.
My card there. My name's Boyan. I'm with the Halifax Police.
Okay, and your your badge number's on here.
You don't need my badge number.
Well, I can't see your face, so I can't
And
identify
I'm willing
you.
to show you my face outside.
I'm so glad that you guys can show up for a McDonald's employee complaint, but when my brother Aaron was murdered in Portapique, they just let everybody go. Nobody gives a shit. It clearly doesn't.
What's your name?
I don't need to tell you that.
Okay, well, you don't have to. I'm making conversation.
My name is Tara. My brother and my niece and my sister-in-law were murdered because the cops didn't do their job. But they're here in 2 minutes when some fucking retard who works for minimum wage tells me I can't feed my kid this fucking shit that shouldn't be allowed to be fed anyway.
So I don't think him working minimum wage makes him,
an idiot. I do.
No, I don't think so.
I do.
In that case, you and I have nothing else to talk about.
Great.
Move along, please. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not going anywhere.
So bear this in mind that he is aware by this point in time that who Tara is, right? I mean, if he has any understanding of what happened there, and most police, of course, all do, that who Tara is, right? And Aaron and Jolene and Emily. So he understands that this is a kind of a volatile situation, probably handled somewhat with care. And I'm not sure what your point is, Albion or whatever, other than you're a troll. Trolling, well, you can go under a bridge. But you know what? I'll never mute you. Frankly, your opinion means zip. Anyway, moving along. The third video was deleted, which Tara didn't even understand until this morning, which was the kicker. The reason that she was so upset was because he had actually prompted the McDonald's employee to remove her. No, I don't want to update. McDonald's employee to remove her, saying, could you repeat that maybe, Tara? What was the statement that he said? Hey, Leah. I'm trying to find where I put this. Actually, I know where it is. What am I doing that for? Just pull it out of here. Here. Because he did prompt the person to remove you, right? $375.
Bears Lake McDonald's, waiting for the police to show up and...
Okay, so we do know at this point in time, please bear that in mind. He knows who she is. He knows who she is, right? Let's continue.
Feed my kid this fucking shit that shouldn't be allowed to be fed anyway.
So I don't think him working minimum wage makes him,
an idiot. I do.
No, I don't think so.
I do.
In that case, you and I have nothing else to talk about.
Great.
Move along, please. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not going anywhere. So I told the cop to fuck off, so now he's going to pull me over. We've got Amy recording us live here just to make sure. Charlie, I don't want to hear from you. Follow me, you fucking asshole. That's okay, I'll just pull over right here. Stop.
Don't be.
Stop.
Charlie, stop, honey. It's fine.
Can I help you? You're frightening my child. She's crying, you fucking pig. You have my child crying because I couldn't feed her because some piece of fucking shit little puke told me I didn't have the right attitude. No, my child is crying because you fucking guys are a bunch of dicks.
I can't control who calls.
No, but you can control that you have morals. Don't you have kids? Where were you when my brother was being murdered? You got two.
I was in the same place when Heidi got killed.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
Unfortunately, she was a good cop.
Now, I find that utterance rather interesting. It's not an excited utterance, as in it is excited because he's getting upset, and Tara's upset, and it's not a good situation all around, right? I'm not saying anything, but this is where people are, and that needs to be addressed rather than pushed aside. But he knew who she was, right? So he's not saying what he's going to say here because he's just finding out about it, right? Listen carefully to what he says.
Kids, where were you when my brother was being murdered? You got two.
I was in the same place when Heidi got killed.
Yeah.
I was in the same place when Heidi got killed? That's an interesting thing to say. He was in the same place when Heidi got killed. Halifax PD. In Shoe? Just making a notation. It could be in a mental headspace. However, I don't know about that. Because it's not like he's just finding out about it. He's known about it for an extended period of time. And now he's saying that he was there. Interesting, but just making note.
All due respect.
Unfortunately, she was a good cop.
That's
Too
correct.
bad there's
So
not
was
more
your
of
brother,
them.
and my heart
My
goes out.
brother was an asshole.
Okay,
but
that's
Heidi
between
was
you
a
and
good
him.
cop.
That's between you and him then. Okay? My heart goes out for you.
Yeah,
It
I'm
literally
sure it does.
Now, what we want to do is work with you through this.
I don't want to deal with any of you fucking assholes.
We just want to go
I just want to
home.
go home. You know what? I can't even recognize you. So if you can't take your mask off so I can see who I'm talking to, I can't talk to you.
We just want to go home. We don't know why are we being pulled over.
I have to tell you, Tara,
Because I
your
wanted a
behavior is
fucking cup of coffee.
I probably could have helped if
No,
you
you
gave me
didn't
the
even
time
try.
of day. Yes, I did try.
I have it
Yes,
recorded
did.
where you told
I
them.
hope you do.
I do.
hope,
It
because
was
after
live
that
on
night-
Facebook.
Oh, that's great.
What do you want from me?
Driver's license, proof of insurance, please.
What?
Driver's license.
Okay, I'm talking to him. I got this.
Thank you.
Fucking guy.
Okay. It's the driver's license.
That is that.
Thank you kindly. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have insurance for the vehicle?
Yes, I do. I have a sticker on my fucking plate.
She does. Everything's legal.
Insurance.
I also have anxiety. I also have a fucking medical note that I don't have to be goddamn stupid over the fucking flu. I have anxiety. I have a concussion. And I'm sick of being fucking harassed by a bunch of fucking assholes.
Like I said, I can't control who calls this. I'm
No,
not trying
you
to
can
harass
control what the fuck you do about it. You can't tell some little no-dick fucker to just give me a goddamn cup of fucking coffee. Yeah, you don't say. What do you want from me? Let me go. I'm freaking out.
May I please have your insurance?
Where the fuck would I find it? I have a goddamn sticker on my thing. I can call my goddamn insurance. I can't even think right now. I'm trying to feed my fucking child.
Why don't you take a breath?
Yeah, I do, but I can't.
Breathe, Tara.
So
Breathe.
this is not helping either one.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And you're a cop. You're supposed to be helping me. You're not. This is
I'm
you.
not against you.
Why are we pulled over?
Yeah, why am I
You're
pulled
pulled
over?
over because she peeled out.
No, I
on it.
didn't.
Okay.
Now, I want you to listen closely because I listened to this and he changed. He changed what he said. So he's going to say, because as Tara's saying there, he is going to say, well, she peeled out of the parking lot, which wasn't caught on film, unfortunately. I don't know if that was a technical error. When I tried to get into Facebook, it wouldn't play the video for me. So I don't know what happened, if they were doing funny stuff with your video, not sure. At least thank goodness I was able to capture it before it was deleted. But the reason he's pulling her over is because she peeled out of the parking lot. Let's see if that continues.
I didn't peel out. I have it on recording.
You seem reasonable.
You
so I'll
told
talk
me
to
to
you
go.
now. She peeled
You
out.
said go.
Not wearing a seatbelt.
I was
That's the
wearing my
reason for-
seatbelt.
No, you were not.
I wear my seatbelt all the time because if I don't, my car beeps.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Thank you. Thank you. You see, I don't know when I'm muted. And now, thank you for the phone call. Thank you. Oh, now I'm going to get another one. Another one? Oh?
You're muted.
Okay, well, I'm not muted anymore, am I? No.
I don't know. I had to call you because you were muted for so long.
Oh, my God. Terrible. The fucking... I just wish I could think it off, though I don't want that kind of technology in my head. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Don't wish for that technology. You do not want that tech.
No, what I was saying, though, when I was muted was that this isn't about a mask agenda or it's about the fact that this woman is, as all families are highly agitated or in grief or because they haven't got the answers that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And I think that it's only fair once he understands that situation to de-escalate that by just saying, he never even said, listen, I'm really sorry to hear what happened to you.
No, he didn't try to de-escalate it all, and you're right. Like, it's almost been a year of them having this anger to inside of them, without any answers, without any apologies, without. I mean, they continue to bumble and fuck up every way along the way.
It's like a mute button.
There's anger.
It's like muting. Yeah. They just keep going along, and I'm not muted or muted.
No. I'll let you talk because I gotta go clean up with kids.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for
Talk to you in a bit.
reminding me. All right. Bye. Okay. Now, thanks, Steve, and thank you. I won't identify you, but thank you to the other person also for reminding me. See, this is what I need. Now, the point also that I was making was he was saying that he's pulling her over because of the seatbelt. Now, first of all, or the peeling out of the parking lot. Why not just leave that one alone? Like, not a good situation. None of these families are in a good situation. I hope that comes across, right? And it's not because Tara's acting. It's not to make Tara look bad, because I hear this. I hear it. And it's not just from Tara. It's from other people. This is a stage of grief, but when you don't have any kind of answers and you're seeking them, and you're getting inundated with stressors of life, we can help these people so that, and Tara's a friend. Tara's a long-standing friend of mine. So I don't like to see my friends in this position. I don't like to know that other family members are in this situation of the 23. This is not good. People, normal people on the street, are feeling lots and lots of stress. The suicide statistics, the alcoholism, the domestic violence, way up, way up. And they didn't lose half their family. Now, if you add that one in, it's not going to be too good, especially if you keep lying to them and you're the one, unfortunately, who is wearing the badge. Right? So he's saying, well, she peeled out of the parking lot, but he changes that. He changes that. So let's listen a little bit more. Hopefully I'll remember to unmute myself.
You're supposed to be helping me. You're not. This is you.
Why are we pulled over?
Yeah, why am I
You're
pulled
pulled
over?
over because she peeled out.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't peel out. I have it on recording.
You seem reasonable.
You
so I'll
told
talk
me
to
to
you
go.
now. She peeled
You
out.
said go.
Not wearing a seatbelt.
I was
That's the
wearing my
reason for-
seatbelt.
No, you were not.
I wear my seatbelt all the time because if I don't, my car beeps.
And that was my point. You can actually go back and listen to the tape. You can listen to it. You can't see her. Sadly, when she left, that wasn't caught on tape. But I have it from other sources. Not peeling out of the parking lot. Upset, yes. Not peeling out of the parking lot. But then he changes it to seatbelt. You can hear the seatbelt unclick when she gets stopped, which she said, I'm going to get pulled over. I know I'm going to get pulled over. That's not good. Even before she know, and she said, like, I'll just do it right now. Fine, do it right now. You can hear her unclick the seatbelt, and you don't hear the car beeping at all. So the seatbelt was done up. So that's not true. When we have dishonesty, this causes problems. Like what's happening down in Nova Scotia. It's best to be honest. Best to be honest. You know, and I know Tara agrees, there are lots of good police officers. But the RCMP, funnily enough, used to have a shirt that said, World's Biggest Gang. That was an official shirt that they had. That attitude not the best. This is a us versus them. Why? Funnily enough, we employ them. They work for us. Not you mistreating your employer. Very not good. They have codes of conduct that they need to follow. Rules. You can't break them. If you do, you're out on your ear. Now, I'm not saying that this officer, I'm not gonna pick apart what he did or didn't do. I have said a couple of things here, but I understand he's doing a job, but he also has to have compassion. And many of these officers out there do. What is going on? Everybody is feeling stress. The golden rule doesn't seem to be applying here. Why? Why? It's just logical. You treat people how you want to be treated. Understand that she probably, I don't know, needs a hug. Maybe she obviously wouldn't appreciate that, but some compassion. I'm really sorry to hear about your situation. You know, we feel pain over here too, or whatever. And you can commiserate. Not aggravating the other person further. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. And Tara does come, when she settles down, and we'll watch that part too, where she talks about kind of where she was at, which was good. And you can see how upset she has been. And frankly, you can tell she's been crying pretty hard. And I know it because I talked to her.
Would you please check in your glove compartment?
There's dead mice, rat poison in here. There's not anything.
So where would your insurance be?
There's fuck if I know. I don't even know where my asshole is right now, but I can sure as fucking call.
I think that's important to note here too. Most relevant is selected. So some of the comments may have been filtered out. Editing comments on her video before they removed this video. That's nice. Thanks for coming along.
Hey y'all, not sure if you guys watched my exciting adventure at McDonald's today. Hi Eva, say hi to my girl. I don't know why that was. Oh, so I guess I'm not allowed to show my dog maybe. Hi mama, it's okay honey. I had a fun time at McDonald's today. Some of you guys saw what happened. You saw part of what happened because I, of course, didn't even think to put my recording on before they called the cops. So what happened is we were in Halifax, myself, my friend, and my daughter. I mean, it's embarrassing enough that I was in a position that we were hungry and we went to McDonald's. We don't normally do that. Normally, I just get coffee there because they do have good coffee. And went there, and the girl wouldn't help us, wouldn't take my order. Instead of spending the 3 minutes it would have taken to take my order, she asked me why I wasn't wearing a mask. And I said I have an exemption, which I do. And then she didn't know what to do. So she flitted around for a few minutes. And then she thought she better ask her boss if she could serve me. So I said to my friend next to me, How stupid is this? By the time she gets back asking if she can serve me, I could have been served and gone. And I said, how fucking stupid is that? To my friend. So 2 minutes later, not even, the manager comes out and said they're asking me to leave because I was swearing at this girl. I didn't swear at anyone. I asked her for a Happy Meal and 2 cups of coffee, and that was it. And the lady come back. She didn't even ask me what happened. She just said, you were swearing. And I said, no, I wasn't. And then they asked me to leave. And I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. This is where I am. I came, unfortunately. We had already been in there for 5 minutes. We used the bathroom. We washed our hands. We came out. There's people eating, no masks, no nothing, which they shouldn't be. Because anyone who wears a mask, you will know that it isn't healthy for you. If you have any common sense at all, you know that bacteria grows in wet, warm places. You can't get fresh air when you're breathing through a fucking face diaper. And I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to have my kid do it. So I said, well, I never swore. So I said, I'm not leaving. Feel free to phone the police. So I waited while they phoned the police, and she came out again and told me that I had been swearing and so on and so forth. And it was just a joke. So the police officer told me that I was being removed for swearing at the staff member, which I didn't do at all. And nobody to this point has even asked me what happened. So, they're literally telling me what happened and not listening when I tell them what did happen. And then when I left the McDonald's, the police that you saw in the first video inside the store, he was actually really nice, like really nice. But the other guy, some fucking French guy, Olivier, some fucking idiot, he was a dick. And he kept coming over to my car and trying to piss me off. And as you saw, I was already having a breakdown. It's amazing to me how fast these fucking criminals show up when you're not wearing a mask or you say something out of line. You've got a gunman going around for 13 hours shooting 23 people, and nobody gives a flying fuck because he probably had a mask on, or nobody reported him for not wearing a mask. So anyway, I fucking used to have respect for the police, and I know unfortunately there are some good cops out there. They're just not many of them. And I'm sorry, I'm not willing to find out which ones I can trust. I'm just going to define them all as I don't trust them. I can't help it. Can you blame me? So anyhow, they pulled me over, and this one fucking French guy started beaking, and I let him have it. And eventually I just told him to fuck off, that I wasn't talking to him. He wouldn't take his mask off so I could identify him. And he was trying to irritate me.
Okay. So at this point in time, I'll be on. I don't do that, and anybody in here knows, and I appreciate anybody come along. You can say whatever you want about me. Concan is Tara. She is the one that lost half her family. She is the one we're talking about here. So you can do the considerate thing, or I'm going to ban your ass real fast. Okay? Let's try and do the human thing. Thank you.
Make it worse. And the other police officer that you saw in the video was actually awesome and told him to go away. And he actually was pretty good considering that I was being a cunt. But I didn't do anything wrong. I went into Rotten Ronnie's sadly to feed my kids some nasty food that no one should ever eat. And we were headed home. That's it. And I had to deal with that shit. All because of a bunch of fucking lying sacks of shit who have everybody afraid of the fucking flu. And the people who walk around with a mask on, who know that it's nonsense, you people are the reason, or those people are the reason that I have to deal with shit like I had to deal with today. Okay? I don't care who you are. If you're a biker, if you're a bodybuilder, if you're any kind of anybody and I see you with a face diaper on, I'm laughing at you. You're not a tough guy. You're a fucking fag. You need to put the fucking face diaper down and stand up for the fact that you need to breathe fresh air, and so do your children. Putting a face diaper on kids is child abuse. If you're doing that to your children, look into it. I wore one for like 20 minutes at Costco and started passing out, and it was a fucking nightmare, and I won't do it again. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know what happened there. They said that I was being removed from McDonald's for swearing at the girl, which I didn't. I did say F. I did say fuck, because it is fucking stupid. And if you know me, I'm not swearing at you, honey. I'm swearing near you. So if that's a problem for you, probably shouldn't be dealing in customer service anyway, if you can't handle basic English. So yeah, essentially I was harassed and embarrassed and all this other good stuff by the police who couldn't be bothered to show up when our families were all being murdered. But just if you want to commit a crime, just make sure you wear a mask. That's the key. Wear a mask. It doesn't seem to matter what crime you commit as long as you're not spreading the fucking COVID around. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. God bless you all. Please grow a pair. Don't let me, 5 foot fuck all big mouth of me, be the one left out here getting arrested when some of you people are way bigger with way bigger balls that you just scared to let them hang. Okay? We need strong people. We don't need sissies. God bless you guys. Take care.
Now, like I said, it's I was thinking when I was watching that, because you can see it. Anybody can see that pain. And if you can't, you don't have a heart. That's a problem. Do you know I've seen this look before? And that look looks awful similar to Charlene. I think that would make a really good meme. The two of them side by side. With something in the caption like, the look of transparency. We need to have a heart here. There is the right thing and there's the wrong thing. And we're doing the wrong thing. Right? We can stand up for these people. We will continue to stand up for these people. I'm generally not one to run away and hide. But it's a fight. But why are we fighting ourselves? Fighting our employees? Fighting for truth? No, not right. And that look never leaves. Kendall knows. Kendall knows. Been down this road. I'm not so much saying that this is about the masks, because there is the mask issue. And we all have opinions on the masks. I have opinions on the mask. Tara sharing her opinions on the mask. But the mask pushed her over. The treatment by that officer pushed her over. But she shouldn't be at a 10 running around, or a 9 where she can be elevated right quick, right? I know that's the way they refer to it in psychology class I used to take. You want to start kind of lower on the scale. If you are in an elevated state, something can push you over quite quickly. Why is she in that state? Why are the families in this state? Why, as citizens who live in our communities with these people, who friends or family with them, see them in the store, or don't even know them, allowing this to continue? You don't have people in this state if you can help it. And frankly, I don't like paying money to have people in the state. I don't think any of you do, because I know that all of you have hearts and have families. And if you lost half your family, would you be a bit upset too? Would you be a bit upset if everybody was lying to you, not telling you truths, doesn't tell you anything? Tara has a big story. It's not just this one, and I don't want to put the focus on her, because funnily enough, this is about all of the families, and all families are always welcome on this channel. Always. That's what this phone is for. 24 hours, provided I'm not sleeping. Because they need people to stand up for them, because they need the space to go through the grief that they should be allowed to grieve. Imagine if it's you. Murder, unanswered murder, with lies, knowing that it could have been prevented in many cases, non-supportive, right? Finding out things through the media, to which they do. They find out everything like you and I find out everything. The difference between family members and ourselves is that they will usually get an email form letter email to all of them, copy and paste. The stuff usually at the bottom is copy paste, and take care of each other, and it's quite sad. It's not even the time to take to write that personally. So there is some personal interaction, so I'm not totally faulting. But an email to tell them that a news article is on the way with some news. Who's giving them the news? So it's got to go through RCMP, through to, or citizen investigators to media, which is almost entirely the case, which is frankly giving them a big fat kick in the ass all the time, yet they keep lying on top of it. And then they'll have some news, and then the RCMP will be like, oh, something's coming out. By the way, later today, we've heard word from our sources inside media telling you. They won't even tell them what it is ahead of time that's coming out in the media, though they know it. It's ridiculous. This is, and it's really sad. Really, really sad. Okay. I'm not sure if you're attacking Tara, but I think just shut it down, please. Out of respect. It's not a thing I'm wanting to censor you. You want to do we'll do a show on masks. This is not about your mask stuff, Albion. And you're getting transparent if you wish to push that issue. If you want to antagonize in this here, when it's about compassion and heart, because frankly, I sure as fuck hope it isn't your family. Because you know what? I'm not going to come and help you. And I won't. And lots of other people won't. Well, there's medicine, doctors in my family, and I'm not even engaging. So quit it now. It's this. Look at that. You can tell she's been crying. How wasted she is. This is my friend. I don't like to say things like that, but it's a reality. It's a reality. And Tara knows that it is. So she doesn't take offense to it. Because she knows I'm not coming from a place of offense. I'm coming from a place of love. I don't like to see that. It's pissing me off. I don't like to hear about it on the phone. I don't like to hear about it from other people who I don't even know. But I've come to love. Because my heart bleeds. Just clamp it. So, there's a couple of things I thought I should leave you with. I think it's important. They really, I don't know. The soul is gone in people. That's distressing. That's distressing. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be happy to, when I get this next piece out that Steve and I did this morning with very kind, gracious sharing of somebody, because that's addressed. That it's lots of people don't see their loved ones in this state before. They've never seen them like this. And it's very confusing and upsetting. People don't know how to handle that because they don't know how to deal with it. Because they can't deal with it. We all want to help. That's what we want to do. We want to wrap our arms around these people and just say, it's going to be okay. You can't ever take away their pain. Christmases, New Year's, graduations, morning coffee. It will never go away, but they need to be let known that. Let's see, how do we do that here? Okay, we've had enough of that one. I told you who it was. Okay, you want to play this game one more time? We can try it once more. I did give warning. I like to do that. I like to be fair. The person in the hat lost half of her family in Nova Scotia that night. The mass shooting that killed 23 people. Now, I understand you may not be aware, but still, it doesn't require knowing the backstory to look at somebody who is hurt. That's what we're talking about here. Right? So, you know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I think that's fair. You now have ample warning. Who is this person? It doesn't matter. It's a human being. You don't treat human beings like this. You don't treat anybody like that. Nobody. Where does this all stem from? It all stems from dishonesty and a lack of connection with morality. Pretty simple. We all need to give ourselves a head shake and a look in the mirror and really think about the things that we say and do and treat other people as we want to be treated, because they have families. We have families. And let's quit attacking each other, because that's part of the problem. Anyway, God bless you all. I do hope that we can find out a little bit more information on that situation to do with the maritime. I really hope that that's not true. I really, really do. And that's just a big mistake, because that would be very, very unfortunate. I believe the RCMP potentially right now are facing a garbage pile more of lawsuits. And if I have anything to suggest at all, and I think I do know, I can add one or two things to this puzzle. One or two, possibly. On a legal sense, if anybody, such as the people down at the gas station and in the vicinity, as in Enfield, wishes to possibly pursue a lawsuit against the RCMP, please name, carefully note this down, name the RCMP pension fund as co-defendants. Sue the RCMP members. Do not sue the taxpayer solely, because that's really easy. They're just going to write checks and everybody's going to go home and it's all fun and games. When you sue the people personally, they tend to get very upset. And we may have some people within that framework, the really good cops, who may be afraid or whatever, come forward because, frankly, they don't want to lose money. I'm not sure why they haven't been sued already. They can be added, I believe, as co-defendants, but definitely something I would do legally. When am I going to go over the new article? Hello, Linda. If you ever want to chat, give me a call. I would love to talk. Which article are you referring to recently? The tapes, it's going to be, I will read it because you've asked. I don't want to get into it too much at this point in time because there's a lot of stuff I'm going through on it all. But I definitely will read it. Howdy. Riding in the plains. How much training did the RCMP have in effects of trauma? Well, they don't have. They have Waylon. Waylon's part of the story. Let's see here. Oh, making fun of Chris. Leather. Which one are we looking at here? Doop-de-doo. This one, Inside the Chaos. Is it this one you'd like? Hey, Paul, long time no see. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so I'll just read this for your consideration because Linda's asked, and but I'm not going to weigh in on it at this point in time, if you don't mind. Inside the Chaos. January 7th, an exchange between the emergency response team officer and RCMP incident commander in 𝗗𝗦𝗥 is one of several chilling moments to come across an open analog communications channel in the overnight hours of April 18 and 19. Quote, Oscar Charlie Hotel 1, ellipsis, we've stopped here on the road. We're going back to do a quick vitals on the deceased person on the side of the road just to make sure he's deceased and not still alive. Well, that's sensitive. It was more than 4.5 hours before the RCMP received the call that something was amiss in 𝗗𝗦𝗥. The ERT officer going by the call sign Hotel 1 is addressing Staff Sergeant Jeff West, Oscar Charlie, the longtime head of traffic services for the RCMP Nova Scotia, who was in command on the scene. Yeah, confirmed deceased, end quote. The Mountie said of Corey Ellison 34 seconds later. Quote, what road was that on, Jim? End quote. A Mountie believed to be West asked. Jim did not know. There are only 3 main roads in the survey and a couple of side roads, but the Mounties were having extreme difficulty finding their way throughout the night. Since he could not describe where the body was, the Mountie marked it with GPS coordinates. GPS working just fine down there. Just fine. Digital GPS. The Mountie then walked across the road to where Lisa McCauley's body was lying on the front lawn. In earlier conversations, the ERT members acknowledged the first call came to 911 from, quote, the teacher's house, end quote, which they were now standing in front of. At 3:04, the Mountie reported to control, going to do a second vital on a body out by the fence, over by the other body. Okay, the supervisor said. Oscar Charlie, copy. 36 seconds later, the Mountie announced the coordinates. Digital coordinates. Don't mind me, I sometimes have utterances. Quote, for the second body, a little over an hour earlier at 1:50 a.m., another Mountie did an initial quick examination of a body believed to be Corey Ellison's. Quote, Hotel 1 to risk manager. Go Hotel 1, said risk manager Staff Sergeant Brian Rehill, who was located at the makeshift command center at the Great Village Fire Hall about 7 minutes away. Quote, the father of these two, Garbled, they approached Garbled to check out the fire. He shot one of them in the head. It's a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson. The Mounties did not tape off the scene or protect it in any other way. Hours later, neighbor Judy Myers drove by the bodies now covered in yellow tarp on her way out of 𝗗𝗦𝗥 that Sunday morning because she was informed when? Oh, sorry. The tapes obtained by Frank Magazine earlier this week provide an unadulterated window into what took place during those overnight hours. The radio transmissions reveal, among other things, at 12:50 a.m., an exchange between Hotel 1 and unidentified commanding officer, quote, just letting you know that this guy is alive, Garbled, at Garbled, armed with firearms, and 2 of the Garbled possibly with headshots and known to have long guns. Quote, it is not known at this time who gave them this information. 4 of the children reportedly hiding in the basement of slain school teacher Lisa McCauley were not there for 2 hours as publicly reported over the last 8 months, but likely there more than 3 hours before being rescued. Horrific. Quote, the RCMP's encrypted digital communication system was not working properly. Digital. The system is set up so that members operate in pods. Encryption is changed weekly. With such a mass gathering of Mounties from different areas, they appear to have difficulty syncing their communications, which causes the force to rely on one-on-one cell phone communications. As you can imagine, this would be a detrimental situation with so many players. Around midnight, the force switched over to an old-fashioned analog system, Picto public safety channel, which is based about 105 kilometers away in Picto. As the RCMP tried to communicate on this channel, ambulance calls from as far away as Port Hawkesbury took up space and sometimes overlapped communications. The flip side was that the ambulance driver or anyone on the scanner, perhaps Wortman himself, could hear what was going on in Portapique, as we could 9 months later. In the early mornings of April 19th, there were at least 5 4-man ERT teams operating in Portapique and in surrounding area that could be heard on the communications. Hotel 1, Hotel 7, Hotel 9, Hotel 15, and Hotel 16. There may have been more. But as previously reported here and elsewhere, access in and out of the Portapique appeared to be limited to ERT members and perhaps a few others who were investigating Wortman's whereabouts, and later in the identification team to examine dead bodies. I wonder when they're getting to certain ones of these, Aaron. Sorry. When its members were sent home in the next morning, some around 6:30, and others at 7. After a long night, the RCMP clearly did not understand the scope of the massacre. As far as it knew, there were 4 murders in a clearly confined area. The Bond McCulley homes next door to each other on Portapique Beach Drive. Well, they're not quite next door to each other. There is actually a house in between them. But like I said, I don't want to weigh in on any of this right now. Priority has switched. Throughout the night, the RCMP incident risk commanders were distracted by the plight of Corey Ellison, who was hiding in the woods after finding his brother Corey dead sometime before. Clinton Ellison, who was found dead, finding his brother Corey sometime before 11 p.m. on April 18th. Ellison said that someone had a flashlight, had stalked him. He hid in the woods and called his father, Richard, who called police. Quote, the kid on the phone had just found his brother, who was shot a couple of hours ago, and he's just too scared to go anywhere, so he's hiding in the woods, noted one officer. A burly man in his 40s, quote, the kid, was rescued at about 2:40 after a search which featured Mounties chasing flashing lights in a neighborhood to the west across the Portapique River for hours. Clinton Ellison's story about being stalked by someone with a flashlight hooked the RCMP brain trust. Got a lot of... Even though the timing of his story is a challenge to the established timeline. Richard Ellison called 911 at 10:59, according to the tapes and statements from the RCMP. Wortman was last seen heading south on Orchard Beach Drive around 10:26. He is said to have left the area at 10:35 or 45, depending on the version of the RCMP story you choose to believe. Ellison said he walked north up the road where he found his brother's dead body, but didn't see Wortman, only what he thought to was a flashlight. It appears that Wortman had already left the scene. 10:45, left the scene. Was there somebody sitting at the end of the... I really should be careful, but was there somebody sitting at the end of the road in the blueberry field? I think maybe. Maybe that doesn't quite work. Nevertheless, multiple RCMP units were dispatched to the other side of the Portapique River and for hours chased down reports of people with flashlights, flickering lights on porches, and people in parked cars mysteriously flashing their lights at Mounties along Bayshore Road and in the community of 5 houses. They had roadblocks set up all along Highway 2 between Portapique River and Bass River. I'm not sure. 5 houses is a road over through a lot of trees. I'm not sure how you're seeing things through there, but anyway, RCMP risk manager Rehill and ERT teams whipsawed the ERT ferries officers from here to there across the river, but ERT does not know its way around the neighborhood. School teacher sorry thinks Bayshore Road is somewhere off Portapique Beach Road, part of the survey, when there is actually a river between them. At 1:12, it is reported there's a quote vehicle by the side of the road flashing lights again. The ERT commander thinks its location is off Portapique Beach Road, but it's actually on the other side of the river, about 1 kilometer away by road. Where did you see that? Maybe the cemetery. X-ray vision. Ordnance. At about 1:30, priority has switched. Risk manager has them going down to 67 Bayshore Road to check out someone with a flashlight. End quote. At least one police dog is out, but, quote, it isn't showing much interest, one Mountie reported. Someone thought they saw someone with a flashlight in their backyard. The RCMP checked and found nothing. The ERT team's unfamiliar with the territory got lost and turned around and confused time after time. Those poor dumb Mounties. The last half hour of the rescue of Clinton Ellison is low point in the confusion. There are only 2 main roads, Portapique Beach Road and Orchard Beach Drive. A third road, Portapique Crescent, runs in a semicircle from point at the north end of Orchard Beach to an intersection on the south end. What follows is a sampling of some exchanges between Richard and Clinton Ellison end up talking with a dispatcher. Quote, just got another call. There's a male in the woods off Orchard Beach Road. It's just past a school teacher's house. Unfamiliar. It's a big house with a white car in the driveway, and has told our caller, Richard, that his brother is dead up the road and he's too scared to answer the phone, so he's hiding there. A Clinton Ellison. Can someone tell us if that's north or south of where we're at? We're at 136 on the road. Say the hunkered down officers who are likely in a place after the children were rescued. They're waiting for the ERT to return and give them a ride out of the area. Can someone tell me if that's north or south or where we're at? If that's the school teacher's house, that's where the initial complaint came in, interjected Staff Sergeant Andy O'Brien. Not familiar with the area. If that's the case, it's just north. It was actually south. This had gone on for about an hour. Units, said the dispatcher around 1:53, Clinton doesn't have a time frame. He's been hiding for a while in the cold. But he says he did have someone following him for a while with a flashlight, pinging it on and off, but he doesn't know if that was an hour ago, 2 hours ago, or a few minutes ago. He was wearing all black if you come across him, dispatcher adds. Everything else is black and a black hat. Finally, as the ERT started to close in on Clinton's location, the members again become worried that it's all set up by Wortman. Quote, just making sure it's not our suspect looking for an ambush on us, an ERT member said. Clinton finally went through the woods and to the east and ended up on Portapique Crescent. But the people on the ERT team clearly don't have a map of the area. And can't follow Clinton's instructions. In the ERT team's defense, Clinton kept moving around and he was wearing all black in the pitch dark. It has previously been reported that somewhere along the line, the RCMP assumed Wortman had committed suicide. But there is nothing about that on the tapes. They sent everyone home at 6:30. I guess Clinton must have gone home and changed. It has been reported that somewhere along the line, the RCMP assumed Wortman had committed suicide, but there is nothing about that on the tapes. They sent everyone home at 6:30 after a long, hard night. That's when Wortman's common-law wife, Lisa Banfield, appeared out of the woods and went to Leon Jowder's house, sporting fresh makeup, bare feet, and spandex. There's nothing on the tapes, but now it appears that it may have gone the other way around. Did Banfield's appearance somehow cause the Mounties to declare a victory, and that's why they went home? Throughout all this, Gabriel Wortman was long gone from the community and getting ready to mount a second killing spree that would leave 9 more people dead. The Mounties never, I guess that would be 10, sorry. The Mounties never got in front of him until Constable Heidi Stevenson in a traffic circle in 𝗗𝗦𝗥𝗗. She ended up murdered. All of which brings us back to the incident commander, traffic specialist, Sergeant Jeff West, who, as Frank has previously reported, took over command at 1:22 in the morning. News of his appointment brought this response from one of the cottage owners in Portapique who asked not to be identified. You never would have thought he would be the perfect guy for the job, or you would have thought he would have been the perfect guy for the job, he said. Quote, shutting down highways to stop Gabriel was something right up his alley. Howdy, Lynn. So I'm not going to comment on any of that. I will refrain from, I do have a lot of comments on it, but I actually need to do a lot of work because there's a lot of tapes. But I will leave you with this thought, because it's rather a logical disconnect. Amongst a host of others. But questions that need to be asked all the same. And no problem, Linda. My pleasure. Thank you very much to the person who, I won't try not to dox them, who helped me with this part. Okay, now, as you can see, there are 8 channels in Nova Scotia. Colchester was the one that came out with the kind of nothing burgers that CBC dropped. And they say that Pictou channel was the channel that they used. Now, Pictou channel and Colchester channel, by the way, those of you who do not, are not from Nova Scotia, and I'm not, but I've come to learn, definitely, that a lot of people like to listen to the scanner as kind of background noise. Colchester County and Pictou County are not terribly far apart in population. I believe Pictou is about 42, 43,000, and Colchester about 50,000. Okay? Gives you an idea, kind of the same population. Now, if we go to the Colchester channel, we'll go back in their archives. How's that? Let's go here. And then we'll go to the feed archives. Because this is how they all came out to begin with. Okay, now, as you can see, we've got January 20th, which is today. Let's go back to, I don't know, April 18, 19? Oh, I see. They dead end. Interesting. So somebody's come along. Okay, wait. Now let's go back. Let's listen to Pictou. Pictou Public Safety. Archives. Let's go backwards here. So where did it dead end? May, right? Oh, May. Oh, there it is. That's funny. So somebody came along and took down the Colchester tapes. The ones that had a couple of details here and there from EMS, like some ambulance calls and fire stuff, some interesting things, stuff about guns getting lost in woods and cars being abandoned that never made the press. Anyway, but somebody saw to it to remove that feed, the April 18, 19 feed from the Colchester channel. But the very channel that they use for all of their communications, to which nobody in a county that's roughly the same population has roughly the same amount of people who listen to it in background noise. Nobody ever heard it for 9 months, except somebody in Ontario who had a dream. Just saying. Then 9 months later, it comes out. But of course, who would remove those tapes from the Colchester County? Would that be the RCMP? Now, the Picto channel was never removed, the very one that they used for their entire communications. They just left that one up. It wasn't like, oh, here's something on CBC. We forgot about those. We better go and clean those up. No, we'll clean up some, but forget the rest. The very major portion. That would probably be where because the Picto channel is already be exposed to the public. The Picto channel wasn't the one that CBC cited. It was the Colchester channel. I think maybe they're not hiding things. Picto, still up. The one that was really the nothing burger taken down. Nobody heard this for 9 months. I've read a lot of posts on April 18 and 19 out of the Facebook, different groups and people more specifically who live in different areas. Nobody ever mentioned Picto. Not one person I came across. Lots of people mentioned the Colchester. In fact, there may be somebody, in fact, I do know that there is somebody in here who was listening that very night and was on Facebook posting about it right away. I left the Picto channel because we already knew about this. Did you know? Okay, did you know about it back in April when they took the Colchester channel down? That's a reason. Like, I'm not familiar, and that would be a great question to ask. Or if somebody knows, I've asked around in the Discord. There are some people from Picto, and I've asked people who know people from Picto. Anybody know anybody? Can find out anything about anybody listening to the scanner that night? No. So perhaps you did not know about the Picto channel in April? Because I believe that was April, right? Right away, CBC surfaced the kind of, they didn't really say a lot, did they? They had a story about the helicopter flying over and CBC emergency tapes. Nova Scotia. April 23rd. So they knew about the channels back in April 23rd. CBC did. But they left this one up. And they continued to leave it up. The only one they really communicated on. Does that strike you as slightly odd. Slightly. It's almost like they want them to be found. Either that or it's a very big oversight. Frankly, one I don't think they would miss, especially after they've been reminded. Or am I off base? I haven't completed listening to the tapes. I'll be totally honest with you. They gave me a very bad feeling from the onset. I'm not discounting them. And before I can comment any further, I have to understand them thoroughly. But there are definitely pieces that leave me with a lot of questions. And frankly, at this point in time, given what all has happened and what I personally have seen, which sadly many of you aren't privy to, either because they're just experiences that I have in terms of, I don't know, technical issues, or information that people have shared that kind of aren't quite feeling up to sharing publicly, though that's coming, which is wonderful. And I really do appreciate anybody who has information coming forward. Of course, the contact information is down below. But there are a lot of things that I have questions about. And frankly, from what I know of the tapes, they don't represent the story that I understood initially, which is strange, but possibly I didn't understand the story initially of members on the ground, who they were necessarily. There seems to be a lot of other people that have been thrown into the mix. Maybe I just didn't hear that. Maybe that's, and again, I really should refrain from commenting. However, there's nothing so much that I have been told out of the tapes, and I'm relying on other people's stuff because I haven't heard them all myself, and there are different copies. Different copies. Some that have been removed from the internet. Maybe for no reason at all. I asked a question about it. I was told that they were off by 2 hours. I found that confusing. Given that if you look at the breakdown of how this works, every half hour has an allotment. Not too sure where there's an empty 4 slots in here, but I've never heard them. But again, I need to listen to the tapes because maybe there is 4 hours that's just, I don't know, missing. Or sorry, 4 episodes. But what the tapes do is 2 things to me. They're very shiny. They're like a lure in the water. They're really, really shiny. And they catch a lot of people's attention because there's a lot going on. But what do they actually say? Other than the RCMP were incompetent? Do they answer what happened on the ground and why that event happened? No. So even if they were 100%, I need to be careful. 100% legit. They don't answer anything that they haven't already told you, which is, we just couldn't do our job. So at the end of the day, and again, I'm speaking as a person who hasn't listened to this, so I always try and put caveats on everything. This is my understanding, or to the best of my knowledge, this is a possibility, or something like that, right? Because it's wrong to say that something is a certainty. But nothing in there has changed anything, really, that I've heard. It's all the same. It's just shiny. Because something clearly was happening down there. And in the lawsuit, who's paying the bill? If the RCMP are found guilty, or the provincial government, or the federal government, that would be you, me. We're just writing checks. So it's just filling the amount, right? Which will never do anything for these families. Hopefully give them some kind of compensation, but it doesn't answer as to why that happened. And it doesn't answer as to what is it that they're really covering, because if it's just incompetence that they're covering up, that fill in the blank amount, well, they can put any number in there, can't they? You're going to pay it. I'm going to pay it. Maybe there might be something more that they're hiding. Anyway, just some thoughts to leave you with. I do really hope and wish all the best for everybody. I pray every night for all of the families even people who don't believe. Never hurts to pray for people. Please remember to love everybody, because that's a sad phase. There are lots of words that can go in the blank there. None of them too positive. And it's not her fault. It's not 23 families' fault. It's not all of the people who have been negatively afflicted along the way by 13 hours that will change the entire course of their familial lines, the history of their communities. And it's not something that's going to go under the rug, because there's you, right? There's you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not like you can put smiles on anybody's faces here, but what you can do, and there's lots of people out there who listen, who maybe know something that they think is nothing, may be something very big. If you can't help that way, you can help like this. Just researching, reading, following things. Hell, telling me if I mute a mic. Sharing information. I don't like to self-promote, so I will never do that. Truth. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Because maybe if all the families have the truth, they may be able to sleep better at night. Some truths are harder than others. Some truths we never want to hear, but they're true all the same. They never go away. You can just pretend. But that pretending's called delusion and self-dishonesty. And this is a process, hopefully, to end that. Goodbye, Chiang. God bless you all. Please take care of one another. Love one another. Doesn't matter. We don't need to yell and scream at each other or mistreat each other. We got to be real good to each other, especially with the way the world is really beating us around. But, you know, you just take a blow or two, and then you throw an uppercut. God bless you all.